we got a wild one for you this week.
That's right. Meatball's wearing a t-shirt and thinks that's drag.
It's because I have merch. Please go to meatland.com. Meatland.bigcartel.com and get your own Fat Slut shirt.
We have our friend Tito Bonito on the show with us today. We're talking burlesque. We're talking about come on your face. We're talking about what it's like to be an artist and make your way. Find your purpose.
I'm hard.
That's right. And it smells like duty in here.
You're welcome.
Mom.
When your first choice is a big old bus,
You turn around and boom, you end up with us. Sloppy seconds. Oh, diva. Our number is 213
Hey.
536
you know it.
9180. Our email is sloppysecondspot@gmail.com. Now on with the show. How you sloppy, you stupid little fuck, you not so fuck, you dirty little fuck, you stupid little fuck. Well, sloppy nigga with big dipper, meatball, not big dipper.
Hello. Meatball, are you excited? There's a lot going on
There's
in our world.
too much happening.
Too much
Done
hot. Tell me about your nails.
These have little look. It's got little hamburgers and hot dogs and croissants and
Oh.
some chippies on them.
It's an interesting bag. It's like croissant, hamburger, and hot dog.
Yeah, and BLT.
Okay.
So I was hoping that it was just gonna be hamburger, hot dogs, and beer because that's what it was advertised as. But it came with little chips, so I'm
down
fine
for
with
the
that.
chips. You remember when you would microwave a bag of chips
And it would shrink really small.
and then you could like turn it into earrings?
Oh, I never turned it into earrings.
What did you do?
We would just make them real small and then bury them in the backyard so our parents wouldn't find them.
Bury them.
Well, because it could have exploded the microwave.
It was actually really dangerous because there's like metal on the inside of the chip bag.
Yeah, that's what makes it so fresh.
Anyways, lots going on.
Too much.
I mean, the math of this means that
Fat
this
slut. No.
this coming Tuesday is our live show.
At the Virgil in Silver Lake, our 300th episode.
That's
with special
right.
guests Nicole Byer and Lauren Lapkus. So
So-
get your tickets at sloppy300.eventbrite.com.
That's right. Hopefully they're sold out by now.
Me too. Wait, what'd you say?
I don't know.
I'm not even high today.
And then this. Okay, so
I'm not. If you're in Austin, Texas, and we haven't sold out of tickets, go to fatslut.eventbrite.com and get your ticket to Fat Slut. We got Candy Muse, Kennedy Davenport, Louisiana Purchase, Low Tyon, and many, many more.
that's right. Lots going on. This is exciting. But we want to get right into our guest today.
Yes.
The very lovely. This is someone who's been a friend of mine for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The Cuban
And mine too.
Okay. You better fight for it.
Wow.
The Cuban Missile Crisis of Burlesque. He's got a fat ass and a dirty mouth.
And a
It's
big old dick. It's
Tito
Bonito.
And I'm very high right now, so
Yes!
high enough for you, Meatball.
I'm very jealous.
Wow.
Thank you for having me. I'm
Don't
so
you
excited.
bring your little yuck Vapotron wherever you go?
I do, but I'm having a little issue with Stizzy right now where they're not I can't suck through the little hole.
You know, I was having that same problem, but
do you have
now
a
it's
Stizzy?
dizzy.
Okay.
I
And
was
normally with Stizzy, like I've never had that issue, but now it's getting all clogged up with the vape juice.
Oh, I thought Stizzy was like slang. It's the name
It's the
brand. of
brand.
corporation.
It's to me, it's like the jewel of the weed.
Jewel.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone.
Like the Jewel Osco?
no, J-U-U-L.
That's a Midwestern
Oh, the
reference.
Jewel. Okay,
Who's the
'cause I
Jewel
was like-
Osco?
I was
Wait,
like-
is that a gas station?
No, it's a
That's a-
grocery
it's a
store
grocery
and pharmacy
store.
chain.
It's like Publix in Florida, but in
Yes.
the Midwest.
It's called Jewel
Every time I
Osco,
hear
and then the
Jewel.
competitor was Dominic's. And then they were bought out by Mariano's.
Wait, why do you have so much Florida?
No,
No,
talking
this
about
is Chicago. This is still
We're
Chicago.
moving quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went to
Yeah.
Publix for the first time when I was in Fort Lauderdale.
I love Publix. Miss Toto took me to the first Publix.
Did you get fried chicken?
I got a fried chicken sandwich.
They love their fried chicken. at
But I got
Publix.
it buffalo style.
Where have you lived?
That was actually
Because
my first job was Publix, so I love hearing y'all talk good stuff about it.
What did you do there?
Oh, I was just a cashier. I was like 17, so I wasn't. It was my first job.
You were like, ding, ding,
And you were back
ding,
there
ding, ding.
dancing
No,
around
well,
while putting it in.
No, I wasn't that gay yet, but they literally had me as the only male cashier, and it was all like older Hispanic ladies. So I actually learned a lot of Spanish there. Had the cute croquetas at Publix. That was the best supermarket, honestly, seriously.
What supermarket compares out here? Probably nothing.
Ralph's is like the closest.
Yeah, because
Fuck Ralph.
Publix is not
That's why I hate-
necessarily like super high end, but they're really well known for like
The deli.
like you can go and get fried chicken, or you can go to the deli and get like a sandwich, and that stuff is good.
Yeah, 100%.
But wait, how you've
Don't
lived?
wink at me.
You've li-
Oh.
You've lived in a lot of
Yeah.
places, right? Because don't you have like a little bit? Is there like a parent with a job that moves around a lot?
Where
Is
did this
not
come from? I
true?
love this. Where did you source your material and your information? This
Somewhere
is not Hot
in the
Ones.
recesses of my memory.
I thought this was Hot Ones where you're gonna know a bunch of stuff.
Haven't you
Uh,
moved
I
around
lived-
We do
a
have a
lot?
lot of things. That
I
we
did.
know.
I moved. I originally grew up in Miami, Florida, and then I
Yeah.
spent like 20 years there. And then once I came out, I
Good
moved to
Botox in
Chicago.
Miami.
Oh, so it's just the Miami, Chicago, LA pipeline.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And then I technically went to San Diego during the pandemic, but I didn't really talk about it as a move because it was definitely temporary. Like,
Oh, so you're back in LA.
yeah, I've
full-time.
been back for like a year now.
Gotcha.
That's why I was like, isn't
Yeah.
he in Palm Springs? We're gonna make him drive all the way out.
but it
Not
was
yet.
San Diego.
San Diego, which is further.
No, Palm Springs not yet. When I'm an old gay, that's where I'm ending up.
Are you looking
Listen,
forward
I
to
heard that in
that?
10 years, Palm Springs is just gonna be burnt out desert land. No one's gonna want to live
It's
there.
so
It's gonna be so hot and
hot.
dry.
I'm from
Ain't no one
Miami.
can live there.
I
As long as
know.
it's not
You
humid,
wouldn't-
I'm
okay.
okay with it.
So you like Palm Springs vibe over like a Fort Lauderdale vibe?
1,010%. Yeah, like 100. It would
But
be
you
a
like a
cool-
Fort Lauderdale.
I might like
you
a
like
Fort
them
Lauderdale.
sticky and gross.
I just like I don't know. I feel like Fort Lauderdale is way trashier,
Yeah, it's
But
Yeah,
for
Florida.
Palm
some
It's
Springs is
Florida.
like classy.
but for some reason I like it.
Yeah, because it's Florida. It's
yeah, because
trash.
it's
That's
trash.
fine.
Because you're trash. Wait, did you think that you were Palm Springs?
Did you think you were
Did you
worth?
fucking think you were
Palm
worth Palm Springs?
Okay, so what brought you to LA from Chicago?
I thought I was a star, so I was definitely trying to make that lie
You
a
are a
reality.
star.
Well, now, but I definitely started burlesque in Chicago, so that was like the $15 a gig kind of line of work for a
Uh-huh.
while. But this was also 12 years ago.
Okay, let me ask you. You have this tagline, the Cuban Missile Crisis.
He always does.
Did you give it to yourself?
Absolutely. The only thing I did,
Branding.
the only thing I didn't give myself was the name Tito, because my best friend Jeez Louise, who got me into burlesque, she was the one that was like, you need to go around the world and call yourself the Cuban Missile Crisis, like first name, middle name, last name. And I was like,
Oh.
no.
Right. It's more of your tagline, not your name.
Right. It's like a fun joke, you know, to
Right.
have. But yeah, no, it was originally going to be Havana Banana, but
And you know what? I would have loved that too.
you can call me that. That's
Okay.
still, nobody
I
else
love
has
it.
that name, so that's fine.
That's great.
What? Okay.
And all of your costume reveals would just be like a blonde wig to like your hair.
Just
and wrap.
banana routines.
Oh.
What made
Did you ever watch
you-
Hannah Montana? Do you
No,
understand
I never
anything
had
of
the
what we're
dis-
talking about? Okay.
I
knew the
only know because my
reference.
cousins. Yeah.
Oh.
I
You that
know, actually. Oh.
one? Oh no.
I only know it because of my cousins. I couldn't tell you anything outside of the movie. Oh wait, no, Hannah
movie.
Montana. Oh my God, I was talking about Lizzie McGuire.
Different. Those are different young ladies.
Yeah, Hannah Montana is the Miley Cyrus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She had two identities.
I'm
She
old.
did
You
the
know, this
movie.
week I'm gonna be 38. So
Wait,
The
what?
same age as Ginger Minge.
hey, that's
Oddly
relevant.
specific.
We just
We just
talked
talked
about
about
it.
it. We were just like,
we were just
oh,
talking with
that's
Corbett
cute.
about Hocus Pocus.
Oh, okay.
And I
okay.
am also. I'll be 38 in a couple months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm into that.
So you started burlesque 12 years ago, did you say?
What was
What was burlesque like 12 years ago?
Well, I did it in Chicago, so it was definitely like the Midwest. I feel like burlesque is very different
More
everywhere.
layers? 'Cause
Not
it's
even-
so cold.
N-
You get
Yeah,
it?
yes, 100% more layers. But like the shows would be like all night, and then they would go like have like 20 people in like each set. It was like everybody was doing it, and a lot of the times when I first got into it, I would just go to support like my friends. Like I'd just like do remixes for their performances and stuff, and then I'd go and it'd be all women watching women performing, and I was like. Yeah, because it felt very feminist, but it didn't feel like lesbian.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, is there space for like me to try this out? Because I tried to
Right.
do drag and I failed miserably.
Was it the heels?
It was everything. It is
What
a
was-
complicated.
What was
art.
your drag name?
Hannah
you can't-
Banana.
Havana
No, but
Banana.
the drag name is Hannah Banana.
Hannah Banana. I actually don't hate. My drag name was Dina Cochina,
Okay.
and
What
I
does
was very.
cochino mean?
Cochina means nasty. One of the competitors I had in the first competition, which I only got second place because it was my birthday, said that I looked like Captain Morgan, and I definitely did. So I like propped up my leg up so I could just play the character.
I love it. Wait.
What about so you saw these women performing for
When
women,
when
and
did
you
you
were
think
like,
I gotta get this dick
I
out
need
there?
a man's energy?
No, it
in
wasn't. It
there?
was actually it wasn't even like that. I went to college for theater, and then I
Okay.
couldn't like figure it out. Like I could act, but I can memorize really easily, but I couldn't put myself in like other people's shoes and like play characters. And I always had those conversations with my teachers and stuff. And one of my teachers literally was like, "I think you just need to go and like live your life, like go get your heart broken, go do things so you can like really understand and not just live in your own brain." So when I went to go see these shows, I wasn't even thinking about anything like being involved in it, but I was trying to perform at that point. That's why I was trying to do drag. And my best friend, who I love, because you know that Midwestern honesty, Jeezy was like, "I love you,
She was like, here's the deal, babe.
but like
It's maybe not for you,
I don't
boo.
think this is for you." And I also felt like that. So it wasn't like she was telling me something that I like didn't agree with. I was like, "You're right, but what do I do?" And then when she showed me these burlesque shows, I was like, "This is great, but like also something I can't do." And then
Right.
she took me to see the Stage Door Johnny.
Okay, yes.
Who's
I
Stage
used to
Door
hear about
Johnny?
this name all the time.
And they are three men who are gorgeous, immensely amazing, talented performers. One of them is Jedador, who travels all the time and tours with Dita Von Teese.
Okay.
He makes porno too.
Yeah, he does.
Jedador makes porn?
Yeah, I think that's how I know
I'm
the
gonna need you
name.
to airdrop me that.
I'm gonna just go to his Twitter, bro.
Oh, I
Bro?
think I'm gonna need you to show me that because I know
Jed-
some that do. And I think you're thinking about Chris Harder.
No, I
In New
know
York?
Chris Harder.
Yeah, I was like, Jedador, you know Jedador. Jedador, then there's a amazing black performer named Ray Gunn, and then there is a Asian one named Bazooka Joe, who is like my Batman. He's like, because when I saw them perform, they were very muscular, and like Jedador turned into a fucking like this was Zorro, so he like ripped off his clothes with like a sword.
Oh my god.
He was amazing. And then Ray Gunn did like this Matrix act, and then Bazooka came out like Speed Racer.
Oh, I love
So
that.
I clearly fell in love with the one that was a little chubbier and funny and like, but still felt very sexy on
Yeah.
stage. And the minute I saw him, I just looked at Jeezy and I was like, she's like, "I know, that's why I brought you here." So, and till this day, it's like, I still feel like that's what I wanted to see out of drag. I wanted to feel like what other drag queen friends of mine had felt, where they felt like that was the thing for them.
Yeah.
And when I didn't feel like that was for me, because I even tried to do drag 2 years ago, and I still was like, "God damn, this is harder than I."
Wait, why do I vaguely remember that? What was that one for?
For the Pansy craze right before the
yes,
pandemic.
right before the. Yep, I do remember.
I had
that.
Pinche do my makeup because I did not want to do it myself because I looked cochina as shit. So I was like,
Did you
Pinche-
keep the name? You were like, bring Dina Cotina back.
Yeah,
out.
I had to give her that like
That
bring back.
second run.
Absolutely.
Okay, I
Misspoke.
Jedador does not do porn.
Thank
My
God.
apologies.
Who
It's
was
okay.
it with the last name Adore?
It's a different person, and I think he's in Palm Springs, and he has a burlesque look. He's like a pretty boy, really muscular body. I'll find it and send it to you. I don't have it in front of
Oh
me.
yeah, that's fine. I was ready to learn something new today.
Well, okay, let's take a break, and then we'll learn something new about you.
And we're back. You got an OnlyFans?
I'm sorry, is that Whitney Houston?
I thought that was Whitney.
I thought that was
Houston.
Whitney Houston. I do have a very bland OnlyFans.
Yo,
I
what's
started.
going on?
What
on your
happened? Why is it
OnlyFans?
bland?
Are y'all subscribed and that's why you're asking right now? Is this
No, but I
I'm
will.
not
Hold on, what is it?
subscribed.
I will just send you better stuff than I post on there. I started it right like the day that they were like, I think the world's gonna shut down. And I was
Because
like,
you really like your world is going out, doing gigs, being a show person, the gig money, the tip money. What am I doing? You know, it's not like, oh, once a month I have a show. It's like every week, multiple shows.
Yeah.
So when the world shut down, you were like, I don't have any work.
I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it like we all had the internet. I knew mentally I wasn't ready for it as much as I thought I was. But in that moment, I was like, no, we gotta like whenever there's a problem, I usually get like the calmest and I'm just like, okay, there's like at least one answer to this.
Mhm.
So let's like
Yeah.
figure this out. And the first thing I thought of was just OnlyFans because I was like, at least this is a way for people to like support like for some reason people don't really Venmo, and Instagram shows I was trying to do to no avail
Oh, yeah.
of success. So OnlyFans, I just did it because I always throw like a million things out
Yeah.
and see what sticks.
Yeah.
So I didn't even expect to keep it or do it or even do like full frontal. And then one day I was just kind of like, I'm tired. Let's
So
do this.
you're not doing burlesque on OnlyFans. You're just giving dick shows.
No, it's
No,
dances.
It's both. It was both for a while.
It was both.
Yeah, I haven't really updated it in a while.
I gotta get on.
Yeah,
there.
don't.
Take
I'll
it
just
with-
send you stuff. Like,
I'll take it.
yeah, I have your number.
Did you feel like, because the other thing about burlesque is, and we should, full disclosure, I fucking drag the art form of burlesque.
I know.
Yeah,
all
you
the
hate
time.
it.
I know. I hear you on the Tony Soto show.
But and I
Tony
was
Soto
gonna-
does too. A lot of my friends do. That's why I like that
But
because
I
I want to
don't
hear
hate
you.
it.
I
I
find
like it because it's like
you
what I
very
like is so
entertaining.
campy. Yeah, it's like super campy. There's like an elevated. There's usually a story being told, and there's like more effort that goes into it. Oh, am I gonna say
I
that?
guess
There's more effort that goes into a burlesque number than a drag.
A good
lot
burlesque-
of
a good
drag
burlesque
a
numbers.
lot of the time.
A
A good
lot of the
burlesque
time,
number.
yes.
Yeah.
Because what I will say is like, when a burlesque number is not only about the costume, but it's about the physical performance, the charisma of the performer, and the well-executed costume.
And song choice.
Yes, all of that makes it really golden. But when it's like a song that a person is just sort of like, it's a popular song, and it's like, oh, you have nice things and a fucking beaded corset that comes off, but like you're not doing anything. You're not like telling a story. And fuck a story. If you can do backflips and you're a contortionist, or you can shake your ass like how you can, I'm all into it. But like, you can't get away with it just for like taking your clothes off a little bit and wearing an expensive outfit.
Yes.
I mean, especially as a guy, that's why I think that's why I picked burlesque too, is because I knew it was going to be harder. It was going to also, like, it wasn't just going to be a business thing. It was going to be like a mental thing of being like, you're a dude in this. You have $0 to spend on a lot of costumes. Over time, I think the fact that I surrounded myself with people who were not only good people, but as performance artists, they were always trying to elevate themselves.
Right.
I think that luckily always stayed in my brain. And even to this day, I'm still like, we could do a little bit better next time. But, you know?
It's just critical. You
Oh,
gotta stay
very.
hungry. You gotta stay
Yeah,
hungry.
I'm very, especially as hosting started to like kind of take over dancing now. I'm
Right.
very like critical of both, but I feel like I'm not critical to the point where I'm like dogging myself, but I'm very honest of like, if I have a video, I'm not gonna go, oh, that was great. I'm like, you know what sucked, fix it next time.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel that
that's the way
so
I am
intensely.
anytime I watch a video of myself. Doing anything. Even if people are like, that was great. I'm like, no, I'm seeing everything wrong.
And it
here."
sucks
Or
'cause-
I'm like that towards you.
But I'm like that towards you. Well, actually, I'll let your little music videos go. I've never said anything bad about those.
Listen, I'm still
That's
mad
still
that
about.
we got robbed for the Video Music Awards.
Robbed!
Because where the hell?
The video music award. Like,
If
you
we
think
didn't
I
get-
would ever get nominated for a video music
That
award?
video is iconic.
That
That video
video's
saved my
good.
career.
Wait,
What?
100%. I mean,
Okay,
in
so
the sense
Tito
wait,
is in my music video for Lookin', which is like a big car wash scene of a bunch of guys. And at one point, he takes his shorts off and he reveals ass tassels. And
the
then
Tito Bonito special.
The Tito Bonito special. I mean, I've never seen them anywhere else.
I
I'm
did not
sure
invent
other
them, but yes.
people
Oh,
do
I've
them.
never seen him before.
yeah, I
And,
didn't.
and then you lower your ass into 2 buckets of sudsy water, and the tassels get a little bit of sudsy water on them. And then you shake your ass, and the tassels go as if they're washing the bumper of a car. It's a great moment in the video.
I just went off of you. I'd never tried that before in my life, but I was like, if it works, I'm gonna hear everyone scream, and that's what happened.
And that's what
Oh,
happened.
that's
And then
so
you,
funny.
I think after the video came out, I'm so bad at promoting my music videos.
Mm.
But I remember you texting me and you were like, hey, can I post this video like on TikTok or something? And this was like, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. And I was like, sure, I don't care. Do whatever you want. Like, I didn't care. But you were really hyping the video up like more so than I was. And I was like, I got to get better at promoting.
I think it's also because people were responding to that video, like to me, in a way that was unlike what I had experienced throughout my career. Because Tony would always talk about how in burlesque, it's predominantly straight audiences.
Yeah.
So that was until 2018. In 2018, I basically
2018!
I do like when you be screaming. And let me tell you something off brand because I'll forget. That young throwback picture of you as the Boy Scout, as the
Oh
spread
my
eagle scout,
God.
as we say here, is iconic.
It's
and it's
so
literally your
horrifying.
contact photo on my phone now.
Oh,
So-
God. It's so scary. It's
was
so much mouth.
I don't know if it's scary, but I was looking at yours originally and I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. You look so young. And then I swiped and I was like, save, complete apps. This is iconic. I can't believe. Have you even told me that you dressed like that? You were a Boy Scout?
No,
Well,
but
she didn't
every
dress
time I
like it,
see
she
your,
was.
I
No,
was.
it was.
But when I see yours, I'm like the way my mom would be screaming at that person because she takes that uniform so seriously.
It's so funny because
Was she the scout leader?
No, she would just get mad because I would let my friends come over and they're like, "Can I try it on?" And they would and be like, we'd go roller skating and they'd be dressed up as a Boy Scout and she'd get pissed.
TikTok got really mad at me when I started posting a lot of the Boy Scout videos.
Really?
Well, originally when I did it was to be like a protest because that's how long ago I started. It was to be like, oh, I want to be the gayest Boy Scout because if
Yeah.
y'all don't want us in it, then I'm going to be like
Right.
gay as hell.
So Tito, for our listeners, Tito does it's to Anaconda, the entirety of Anaconda.
all
Mhm.
4 minutes.
And it
I
is
cut some of it.
Oh, you did?
A little bit. Like when she says fuck the skinny bitches and shit because,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it's burlesque.
Yeah, and you
Can't be
like
body shaming.
Yeah, you like to keep it. Okay, but anyways, it's like to the entirety of the song mostly, and it is like very entertaining. It is a striptease out of this like fully
Rhinestone
stoned
Boy Scout
Boy Scout uniform, and with like a pretty impactful reveal. Like a lot of like the rips are like, whoa. It's great. It's a great number.
Thank
And
you.
My
you really
favorite
shake
is
your
still the
cakes
Batman
a lot.
one. Batman
The
and
Robin one?
Yeah.
I feel like with a beard, I can't really do it anymore.
I
But
think
that
it might
one's
work.
I think like the fact that it's
Won't work
Katy
for me.
Perry. I don't think we're supposed to stand Katy Perry anymore, though, right?
What's
Because
the
she voted
song?
for Rick Caruso.
Teenage Dream.
Yeah, but that's like a
That was before she was problematic. That's when she was singing about kissing girls and hating gays.
You're right. That's true.
hating gays.
You know, she had that song called "You're So Gay"
She.
about how she hated her ex-boyfriend,
Oh,
who was the lead
yeah.
singer of some band at the time.
Oh, I don't know that.
Get into it.
Get into it. But I would like to talk to you about having to perform in front of straight audiences all the time. Because what is that like? There's
It-
not that many male burlesque performers, so you're already breaking the mold that way, and then you're coming out and dancing on their straight husbands.
No, I am really good about consent, especially over the years working
I'm
with that.
not.
But you would be surprised because that's my biggest thing in the east side of this country. Dudes would be like, absolutely, I'm not even playing with this. In the West Coast, for some
Oh,
reason,
everyone's vicarious.
they're just like, oh yeah, can you give me a lap dance? And they'll like be straight as shit trying to get the attention because everybody just wants attention. So like straight audiences,
Oh.
it wasn't until I hosted that then people saw my personality that then they were like, oh, okay. But when I first started performing where they would randomly be like, here's a dude, there would be tables that would like walk up and just walk out. And my thing is, I was like, I can't, first of all, you're still cutting the check, right?
Yeah.
Because if I'm getting paid, then like I don't really need my ego boosted. I'm still learning how to like perform
Yeah.
and do all
Right.
this. I've done like crazy performances because I didn't know what I was doing. I did "Smack My Bitch Up" by Prodigy once with
It's
like,
a great song, problematic
love it.
lyrics.
but exactly
Great video.
hate. That is a hateful video. That
I
is
love that video.
that's an angry-ass
She gets
video.
fucking beat up. She beats people up too. And then you find out it's a lady at the end.
Sure.
The twist.
But
M.
this,
Night
this
Shyamalan
is
couldn't even come up with something that good.
this is what I'm curious about. Burlesque, like what is the trajectory? Like let's use drag as an example. Before Drag Race, you looked to people like Coco Peru or Lady Bunny or Varla Jean
Jackie
and
B.
Jackie B and RuPaul, and like those were kind of the most visible drag queens there ever were. So for a queen, for someone getting into drag, they thought, hey, I'm going to host regular shows. I'm going to have my own party. Maybe I'll have a brunch. Maybe I'll do an ad campaign for Odyssey magazine. It's like that was sort of like the level. Now with TV and Drag Race and everything, the level really doesn't exist. The limit does not exist
Absolutely.
anymore. Like queens have any sort of potential. And, pardon my ignorance, but when I think of burlesque, I think of like, is Dita Von Teese really sort of like the epitome when it comes to burlesque as far as commercial or mainstream success? Like, what is the career path?
I think
Clearly, you have feelings about Dita.
Murder
No, it
victim number 2. You know what I mean?
it wasn't even that. It was just more like especially as a guy, like it's like if a drag king was getting into drag, like even though there is a good trajectory, I feel like my biggest thing was I tried to act in Chicago and I got every callback and I never booked a gig. And then I tried drag and I felt really weird about it. So then all of a sudden when burlesque came in, I was like, man, we're just gonna try this shit out and
Right.
come up with some real basic and just like a nerd to hot guy act. So I just tried burlesque, and then when they said yes, I was like, okay, we're just gonna. Since they said yes, why don't we just go
Like
down?
Michelle Williams sings.
When Jesus say yes, nobody can say no.
Bring it down. Say it what? Hey, Beyonce. Sorry.
That song is so good.
It's
That song
so
is-
good.
it's
They
the
played
one-
it
I
in a
believe in
club and
Jesus.
people lost
It's
their
the
mind.
one
It's like the
Jesus
bop.
song that I'll play. Like I used to DJ that song. Sorry. So Burlesque said yes.
Burlesque
When
said yes.
Burlesque
so
say
I'm still on
yes.
that. I'm still on that. Even when I moved to LA, I moved with like $20 and just like trying to like. I saw like
you read 20 whole books?
no 20.
20 bucks.
I was like,
I came with 20 books to sell.
to sell.
I came with my encyclopedia.
I came with 20 books and I built a library.
And in Chicago, that was the thing. Like, there wasn't, Drag Race, even in Chicago when I lived there, it wasn't like it was big, but it wasn't the corporation that it is now.
Right.
Mhm.
So just like a ton of drag queens were like, I'm going to do this because, first of all, it makes me happy. I see that it makes other people happy. And even if it doesn't do all of that, if it pays my bills, let's fucking do that. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it wasn't until like the last couple years that burlesque started really just like paying for everything. And I know it's because I do multiple things, not just like host and perform,
Right.
but I know how privileged we are to be performing naked like this in the world. Like, just the fact that you could be killed in a different country. Like, I'm always checking my shit. I'm always kind of like, I'm glad that people are growing. I'm glad that burlesque is growing. I feel like in the last 10 years alone, even during the pandemic, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna die. Like, and it didn't. Like, people were like, oh, now I can be on the internet. Now I can. And I think the biggest thing with burlesque is that if it's bad, it's almost like jarring to watch someone try to get naked.
Mm.
And that's the biggest problem why people hate burlesque. Because you could watch drag and it'd be bad.
And it's good.
And it's
'Cause
still
it's
much
funny,
better
yeah.
Right.
than watching someone being
You're
like,
so right.
Wow.
so I think that's the biggest thing. And as a guy, like, somebody told me this recently and I didn't understand it at the time. But I was like back in the day when I moved to LA, I mean, I had like holes in my socks when I was performing and just wearing regular t-shirts and really just like, oh, you're giving me $30 and this is what
Yeah.
I can provide for you. And then one of my friends who I really look up to, she was like, the biggest thing, because there used to be this all male burlesque show in LA called Meat Fest. I'll say, actually, if you want, I will lend you some of the DVDs because we have full DVDs of shows back in the day in LA. Like, they would film the entire thing, even for the host. So like I have like 40 DVDs of different shows
what?
I was
Just
in.
like clubs would record?
It was just this specific show would film.
That's not okay.
No. They would pay and they would give you the video. They would give you a DVD of the whole show. So like, especially if you were hosting the show, you would literally be able to watch yourself host.
Oh, so you can fix the problem.
I can fix the
That's how
problems if I watched them.
That's how I fixed
Yeah, it's like
90% of mine.
game day review
Yeah.
for the sports.
But that was the thing. They told me they were like in Me Fest, all the guys were like straight because they were like husbands of the girls that were performing. And I was like, and one of the ones that I watched, I was the only gay one, I was the only Latin one, and I was the only chubby one. And I was like, but I'm loving my life. And my friend was, because she was like, the thing about you that was different was that like you never made fun of your body when you were getting naked. You always like
You were
loved
like-
yourself. Yeah, like it wasn't like, I wasn't just like, oh, but at the same
Happy
time, I was
Like,
like,
take a look at this at my big old peppy nippies.
I was like, I also don't feel like that because I feel like I do so much comedy that like I guess I don't really look at it as anything other than me just trying to perform, entertain y'all, and then have, like you said, which I'm so glad that you like both have acknowledged this multiple times.
Your
But
beard?
Just kidding.
that fat ass.
Now, no, the fat ass. Imagine back in the day when I started burlesque, I was 150 pounds and I'm 210 now. So imagine trying to spin tassels on a skinny ass 70-pound lighter booty. I never did tassels back in the day. And then I gained weight and I was like,
No, wait a minute.
You were like, no, thank you.
you're going to need to put some tassels on.
Because
that,
you
dude."
have a BBL shape naturally.
Yeah.
Yes, from Jesus.
Do people think it's a BBL?
Yeah, I mean, but I let people touch it if they ask nicely, so they can.
Wait, what were you going to say? We both brought up what?
We both brought up what?
You
said
were
that-
Oh,
just
the
saying-
fact that I do feel like every act that I do for the most part is like there's a lot of layers to it. Not
Oh,
only
yeah.
like
yeah.
the act physical layers, but like I try to do so many different layers in the actual act. So I like that it comes across because I do feel like I have to do more than just strip, you know?
Yeah.
I feel that way too. I mean, talking about like being the odd one out as like a musical artist, like oftentimes at a drag show or in a nightclub, I feel like I always have to sort of overcompensate or be better than every other act just because I'm always the surprise. You know, I also have been at places where a table of people have gotten up and walked out when I took the stage.
I'm like, oh, they have to go masturbate. That was too hot for them. Bye. Have a great
but I
day.
Spin that.
My favorite is just watching them leave as they look at me, or like the face that they make when they see the first hairy drag queen they've ever seen. They're like,
They're like, oh yeah, there's that.
yeah. They don't know what to do with it.
Okay, before we take a break, you know me, I love logistics.
Oh yeah, let's get.
So
into
I'm
it.
really curious, like, what is the level? Like, are there festivals? Are there
There
competitions?
are huge competitions.
Do you become like
The
a
burlesque
teacher,
awards.
an instructor? Like, what is the career path? Like, if there are bullet points.
But just building it, like I teach, I actually headline a ton of festivals, thankfully, so I travel a lot. Burlesque Hall of Fame, we got most comedic. I think like the year before we did Big Lookin', and then
Big
for the Boy
Lookin'.
Scout act, got most comedic for, and I wasn't even gonna do that act. I was gonna do my Cuban immigrant rafting all the way to Florida, and then all my
Oh, I
friends
like
were like,
that one too because you're in the thing with the. What is it called? An
little inner tube?
inflatable with the little water on it.
Yes.
God, do
Yeah.
you guys remember Ilian Gonzalez?
That's what I called myself for the long. I said I am the Elian Gonzalez of burlesque, and so many people here are like, who?
That I
That's
guess
me.
that
I
was
said,
East
who
Coast
is
news, but
that?
Jesus,
That's 'cause you're
that
young.
was so traumatic.
That's actually how 24-hour news started when Elian Gonzalez came.
No, it started when little white Jenny fell down the well.
And we're gonna take a break.
Okay, we are
Wait, who?
back.
Wait, don't tell me who he is.
Ilian Gonzalez was a young kid who came from Cuba on a raft
With his parent.
with other people, but for whatever reason, like with his family.
Well, his
he
mom died
was-
on the way over,
that's
and
what it
then
was.
so once he came to America, his family was like, "Well, he wants to be here because he clearly has a better life than in Cuba." And even he would go on TV. It was the first time like all the like CNN would like camp out in front of their house in Miami, and then basically Fidel was like, "If you don't bring this child back to us in 3 fucking days, we're gonna go to war." It was
Yeah.
the Cuban Missile Crisis all over again. And then there's a very famous picture of Gianni Reno being like, "Okay, let's go." Bombarded the house with SWAT teams and grabbed the child
From,
with
like, the
guns from the
closet,
closet.
right?
Yeah, and there's
He
like a
was
picture.
hiding,
Wait, what the fuck?
And then they sent him
back
back.
to Cuba.
And now he's like a general of the Cuban army, or has been one for a while, and like loves Cuba. And like, I mean, my thing is, it's like it was very polarizing back in the day because you never knew how people felt. But at the same time, I'm like, his dad is still alive, and his dad was going, "I want you back."
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what y'all's opinions are. His mom ain't here. So if his mom made it, unfortunately, he probably would have stayed here. But that was like a huge thing in like '98,
Yeah.
I think.
I was so young.
I know, I was gonna say, were you
young,
even
so
I was a
youthful?
little baby back then.
Okay, well, listen, you listen to our show,
Mm-hmm.
so you
Do
know
you
that.
listen?
I do.
didn't
That's why
know.
when I was told there was video, I was like, I know.
Said I'm aware.
I know.
But we have some voicemails that we could all listen to.
yeah.
I'm into that.
Okay. So I've pulled these here. I would like to start with this one.
Hello, slaps. I'm not actually here for a fuck story. I'm here for what I think you should call drag or defend, where apparently we all just call in and either drag you guys or defend you. I'm currently here to defend my sweet baby boy, Big Dipper. How fucking dare these hoes come for you when you do nothing but produce quality content? You're running that mom shit. You know, you're out here and showing us all the goodies. You know, performing on stage like it ain't nothing. Fuck them hoes, Dipper. And frankly, it feels anti-Semitic to me as a fellow Jew. Honestly, they probably said the same thing about Anne Frank. How dare they? Obviously, Meatball, you're lovely. Keep doing you guys.
I played
Don't
Mr.
these hoes
Tussle
come
and
for
Anne
you.
Frank.
Love you. Goodbye. Sorry. I'm
This is your
cold.
friend. You told somebody to do
No,
it.
I
I'm kidding.
didn't. I got dragged to shit on a recent episode, but the reason I like this, first of all, shout out to the Anne Frank reference, but second of all, I love the idea of drag or defend.
I don't think I do.
What do you mean?
Because they're gonna drag. At some point, they're gonna drag us.
No, I think as like a part of the podcast.
Oh,
Like I could be like, Meatball, are you watching White Lotus? Drag or defend?
defend.
Right, exactly.
I like
think
that.
it can
I'm in.
become part of the
Thank you, Anne,
the
for
layered-
calling in and letting us know.
the layered tapestry.
Wait, her name was Anne?
It is now. It took you a minute to hear it.
I was like, no layers.
No, her name was Anne. All right.
What?
Do you want to hear a really sloppy sex story?
Yeah.
Always. Is this your
Hi,
first
Fox. Take two. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I called earlier, but I was interrupted by a phone call from a guest because I needed help. Because I work in a hotel. So anyway, I go on Grindr every now and then when I'm feeling in the mood and meet people online and tell them to come over so I can suck them off in the back room. And I met this Indian guy online, and we were chatting back and forth. He sent me a couple pictures, and he's looking hot in these pictures, and the dick is huge. And immediately I'm like, yes, come over right away. So he comes over. He's at the back door. I come to let him in. He is not the same man in the pictures. He's like slightly
I saw it
different looking. And by slightly different looking, I mean uglier. And so I'm like slightly panicking in my head, but I still go through with it because I'm a little slut. And I wanted the dick. So I get into the back room, and he unzips his pants, and I'm sitting there in anticipation, waiting for this huge, big dick to
With
pop out,
anticipation.
right? Turns out he also catfished with his dick pic.
You can't do
because
the
it was
both.
a slightly below average dick, which I'm not mad about, but you know, when I'm expecting something
I would have been mad.
huge,
That's
I
where I
want
would have
that.
been more.
Like, you know, I need that. But it was fine. No, it wasn't fine. I'm lying. He lasted like a total of 30 seconds.
I saw that
And,
coming.
Get ready
right
for
before
this.
I sucked his dick, he had to pee, and I stood there waiting for him to pee. And then he turned around and sat down on the bowl and said, wait for 1 second. So I said, okay. And I stood outside of the door awkwardly while I think he took a shit. I'm not entirely sure. But that happened. And yeah, I'm a mess. I'm a slut. He also came
At
on
least
my
you know.
shirt, like a little bit. And so I tried to rub it off as best as I could, but it's like staining, I think. So I have a question.
There is a
regarding
question.
that. Have y'all ever willingly or not willingly, but knowingly or unknowingly sported the cum stain look? Because I think I'm
That's
going to be
not where
sporting
I
that
thought
look
that
for
was
this
No.
morning, and everyone will know I'm a total little slut. But thank you for your time, and I hope to hear this on the podcast soon. Love you guys very much. Thank you for all that you do. Goodbye.
I appreciate the range. I hate.
That's a lot.
There's a lot to
there's
take
a lot
in.
of stories.
Okay, so let's just go over the key points. There was a catfish, fake dick,
Not-
took a shit,
Double catfish.
double catfish.
Mhm.
Because you can catfish your face with old photos
No, you
as
can't.
long as you use the real dick.
Mm-mm.
For me to be
For you, yeah.
For me, yes, I would never do that. But
But you would be okay with
I'd
someone
be
that
okay
faked
being
their
like,
face.
okay, as long as you don't look like that, but as long as like the body and the dick is the same, we can work around.
I've experienced the other,
Dick
Where the
fake?
dick was
where
good?
they're like really good looking, but they have a not so great dick. But they include a good looking dick with the package. So it's like you meet them, you come over, but then the dick, I didn't like it, but I have experienced the other. And
Did
I'm
you-
like,
Why
that,
lie?
That doesn't track.
Did you go all the way? Like, did you just were like, I'm here, let's
I
do
never
it?
turn people down.
God,
Because
that's
at that
the-
point you're already there.
I already had my knee pads
Do you
on.
turn people down? I turn people down all the
100
time.
I have. It's
You
been a
close the
very
door in their face?
No, I would be like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. But that hasn't happened in like 10 years. Like, I feel like once I started working at that other bar that I was like the circus one, that's when I realized that like going out was gonna be more beneficial to me finding anyone, because I'm the kind of person that I can't just go off of pictures. I have to like there was enough of those bad
Feel the
experiences.
vibe.
Yeah, I gotta feel the vibe, because there also is so many times in LA where there's someone that's gorgeous, perfect for you, and then you meet them and then you're like, holy shit, you're in danger. So
Because they're either too dumb.
yeah,
They live a crazy life. They might start doing drugs in
Racist.
front of you.
One guy
Or
said,
they're
what was the one?
racist.
I never grew up with the word SPIC, but like, so I never heard it until I moved to Chicago. And he said
That's a
that.
liquor store in Texas.
I thought it was Spick and Span, like the
Yeah.
brand. But you see, everybody gets like that.
Someone
That deals
dropped-
with racist white people, because Miami, who are you gonna call that in Miami?
Yeah, everybody.
So
Yeah.
I even asked my grandma. She's like,
Oh, so you're gonna go to Miami and call everyone a
No, I said everybody would be offended by that. In
no, nobody
Miami.
would know, because everybody is, for the
Right.
most part. Like, nobody never ever
Yes.
heard of that. So I remember one time I finished with this guy that was really hot, and then he literally goes, because I lived in MacArthur Park, and he
Yes.
was like, "Oh yeah, this is that bad neighborhood with all the," and I was just like, "Yeah, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go," and that's where I like chilled for a while, because I was like, "You have trash taste in men, so you're gonna focus on the career for a little bit."
I just told this story because someone was asking me how old was the oldest person I ever slept with, and I recounted that story of that guy in his 70s when I was living in New York, and we were like laying in the bed afterwards, and he said something about like the hooligans on his block, and like said like 3 racist things in a row, and I already had like my pants were up by the time he finished his sentence, and I was like, I'm
yeah,
out
you
of
know
here.
when it's time to go, and
Just
never talk to
fuck,
him. Yeah.
what?
So that's why I don't care about being awkward and being like one of my first experiences ever was like a guy came over and he literally looked so different than his picture that was the first time I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work out.
Shout
And
out to
I,
you.
you know what? I'm
well,
proud
no, I
of you,
feel like
but
I'm
you
the
know
only
what?
one, because everyone's like, "Oh, I'll do it anyways," and I'm like,
No,
maybe I
I
should.
leave, but sometimes I've let stuff start. Like I've like
Yes.
begun sucking their dick, and then I'm like, it's just
you
in my
don't.
head going. And I remember that just reminded me of this one time. It was when I first moved to Hollywood, and I was living in Burbank.
What's your dream?
What? Oh, what's your dream? Because you're in Hollywood. So I went over to this guy's house, found him on Growler, I want to say. Again, catfish, didn't look right. We got fully naked. I began sucking his dick in his room, and then it like dawned on me like, this isn't who he said he is. I feel like I'm in danger. I don't like being here. I could just leave. And without speaking, not saying any words, I was just up.
I
and
can
went
leave.
and put my clothes on. He goes, "Where are you going?" And I didn't say a word.
The
I
whole
just
time?
I didn't say a word. I didn't know what to say.
The
I was
whole
like
time?
the whole time, and I just kept getting dressed. And he's like, "Are you gonna go?" And I was like,
Yeah, you don't even deserve words.
And I just like kind of was like putting the shirt on as I like walked out. And no, I have never walked around in public with cum on me.
Yeah, if we're gonna answer that
It's like
question.
I'm an
let's
adult
answer
and I
this
don't have
question.
cum on my like on my clothes.
I have left a quickie dick sucking scenario, like a staircase in a parking lot type of scenario
Come on, sketchy sex.
You want
with
sniffies?
with
No, I have a really bad story, so I'm waiting.
with cum like in my beard and a little dripping
Walking
down
through the
my
grocery
shirt.
store.
And I have done that. Now, back in the X-Tube days, you remember X-Tube?
Hell
Loved
yeah.
X
There
too.
was this like really sort of like messy cocksucker in San Francisco who part of his whole thing is he would always film himself sucking dick, and then he would hook up with guys in the Castro, and he also lived in the Castro, so he would always walk home and he would suck their dick and not stop the cell phone camera. And it could have been like, remember flip cams? Like it could have
Yeah.
been that long ago. Then they would finish all over his face, and then he would get up, walk out the door, and it would never cut. And he would walk home holding the camera in front of him with like the cum dripping all over
That's
his face.
art.
That was like his fetish.
That reminded me of the time I got catfished in Las Vegas and I had cum on my face and didn't realize it until I was
Didn't
down at
realize
the. I
it?
didn't realize it was there because I was drunk and I was trying to get out of the room, and I didn't until I was walking by the Bellagio fountains going off, and I was like, "Oh, I should get a selfie in front of this." And there was just like cum on my cheek.
What was the catfish?
He's just older than the pictures.
That's fair. I did the other day, actually. A guy finished on my face, and I was like, we lived so close to each other that I was like, I kind of want to walk home. And I literally, and it was like there's something
Real
about
is
Mary.
what you feel.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
just kidding.
I would have been like, "Thanks."
No, it was such a like joke that half of me was like, that's why I want to do it, because
Yeah.
it was like so
Obvious.
godly obscene amount. And I think I had just seen like a girl on Twitter or something like do that in New York that I was like, it's in my head, let's go.
Let's
Hey,
go.
cum is
Did you?
fun.
Yeah, I walked home. It was like a literal block.
Did
So-
you
and it was-
document it? Is it
but
on
it was
your
broad
OnlyFans?
daylight. No, I should have
We
taken a
gotta
picture.
get you back on that only.
We gotta get you. Okay,
I mean,
we're
I haven't
gonna
watched it yet, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna send notes.
we're gonna
Yes.
take a break, and when we come back, Tito is gonna tell us the wild and crazy story.
And we're back. Tell us about your sniffies hookup.
Before we do
Why are
that,
you
I'm
not
gonna
on
play
Snip-
one more.
Oh, one more
voicemail.
voice. Oh, okay.
Just
Just to round it out.
So we
Yeah.
all did. at one point have come on her face.
Yes, we've all done
Okay.
it. So,
We've
but
all
it's
done
also that thing where it's like it's not like it was on my clothes and I was walking around with it on my clothes because I didn't know.
I don't like cum stained clothes.
I don't like.
Oh, I don't either. I just did it for the story, and I'm glad I got to share it here.
I gotta get rid of a lot of shirts.
You know, y'all are actually the first people I ever said.
Two?
That too, yeah. I was just kind of having that.
Well, you said
in
it just
my
happened.
mind.
Yeah, you said it just happened. Who else would you have
That's-
told?
Oh, I tell my best friends
Jazzy?
everything.
I know you're covering Dragula, and that you should. I can't watch it because I have nightmares when I watch
This person's
Ghost
drunk.
Whisperer.
Oh my god, I
So,
need to get tequila on the
I
way.
can't do Dragula, but girl, he's living in a commune now. It's snowing there. I need to know that you hear me. I need to know that you hear me, Big Dipper and Meatball. Because you got me through the pandemic. You really did.
What?
And sorry, but you're my best friends. You're my only friends. You're my only friends. You're my only friends.
Did I leave this?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, wait. Have you been? You're on TikTok?
Mm-hmm.
Have
You
you
know
been
about
following
the gay British
gay
bear?
British bear who like husband left him and then he was like had tax issues and
No, not recently because they banned me permanently TikTok. So I was like,
what were you showing?
Nothing. Listen, first of all, Twitter banned me. Well, who the fuck does Twitter ban?
That's where I was
Last
seeing
year,
the meat.
And then all of a sudden, like 2 days ago, because Elon Musk was doing all his shit, I was like, let me try to ask them to get my account back. And they're like, okay, here you go. And my account that I've had for like 11 years, they're like, okay, you could just have it back. So I was like, okay.
That's great.
I know.
Why did they
so-
ban you off TikTok?
because
though?
me
Too
and-
sexual.
No, because DTLA Proud, when Tito Soto did Freddie Mercury, Queen,
Uh-huh.
or that music, 6 years later, they were like, yeah, you have too many like different songs that you're using. Wasn't even anything. Like it was, and I think that was
TikTok's
just
whole app was built on like a song app.
I know, and all they want you to do is use them.
songs.
Well,
Song.
TikTok never told me. That was what Twitter told me about banning me.
Mm.
TikTok never said anything. And then the thing is, they also banned my other friend that did burlesque. I had like 80,000 followers. And I think it's just like at the end of the day, there's just a certain part where sex work and adjacent is just kind of going to get dogged out unless you know somebody that's there.
It's so weird.
If you know anybody at TikTok, give me back.
Well, this guy on TikTok, we joke about him all the time because he makes these very sort of sentimental feeling. Like there's always sentimental music and he like muses about the world. But as we say, a
But
lot
it's,
of
like,
his musings are just
simple.
like, yeah, you have to be a responsible adult.
It's like he's
you-
an adult that's like learning adult things that we've all known for 30 years.
He's
it's
like-
very interesting.
So he got divorced.
Is my nose bleeding or just dripping?
Just dripping.
Okay, we're fine.
He got divorced. He also had a boyfriend at the time. The boyfriend broke up with him. He got a really big tax bill. He had to pay the tax bill. So he sold all his stuff. He
Then
moved
he
to
went
San
and slept with a
Francisco.
woman.
Slept with a woman. Now he
Now he
came to
moved
the
to a-
realization that he's bisexual and he's living on a commune and he's making all these videos from the commune.
and his friend at the commune is straight identifying, but they'll fool around and they cook dinner together.
There's a lot to unpack.
Yes, there's
So
a lot going on.
our sloppy community is very aware of this individual's TikTok account. And
Do you think he's aware of us?
I would love for him to be on the show.
I have so many questions.
I would love for him to be on the show. I think his TikTok name is Gay British Bear, but I don't know.
You better speak that into existence.
I think it is somewhere there. And sir, we have Zoom, and I know you could zoom from the commune.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Okay. So, anyways, we just
Zip.
wanted to say
You know what I mean?
Zap.
it's Zap comes second.
I
not
forget.
Zap.
I'm a stripper.
Work. That's my TikTok man.
Work, honey.
You better work, sis. Anyways, to our listener, we hear you. We know
You're seen, and
you're
we are
seen
friends.
and heard, and we are good friends with you. I've got another great voicemail for us. Here we go.
Hi, I actually have something very sloppy. Yeah, so for months I've been dealing with the little nozzle in our bathtub not working for the drain,
Mm-hmm.
and so we hold it down with a little piece of tape, and our landlord's been neglecting that. And well, occasionally, me and my boyfriend like to have threesomes, so we had a guy over, and there was a little accident, and we're very understanding. So we're like, oh, you could clean off in the restroom. So he takes a shower and he comes back and we hang out the rest of the night. He goes home. And eventually I want to take a shower myself. So I go to my shower and there's wet shit all over our bathtub, covering everything. And that little latch that was not working fell off. And it's been working for months. And so the drain is not draining anymore. And there's wet shit everywhere. I just finished cleaning it. And I'm going to bed. And I'm homophobic now.
I was just going to say he's going to be like,
I'm done.
I'm done.
Wow. Oh, that's terrible. William Pitts.
Wait, what?
I think he said believe it. Now, he did follow this phone call up like shortly after because I think he was like, oh, I'm so disoriented from cleaning up all the shit. I forgot to tell the juiciest part, which is...
I would like to also say this man stayed for 4 to 5 hours after he did that to our bathtub. Cuddled with us and was super cool, hanging out and everything, knowing what he did. Did not say anything. He stayed.
Yeah.
You bitch!
Wow.
Unbelievable.
He literally.
Unbelievable!
Are they still
no
friends?
more Peruvian men for me. I'm done.
Oh, you ain't got that last
See?
part. You could have cut that
See?
last part out.
Wait, what did he say?
He said no more Peruvian men for me. Why do you always
no,
have
why
to
is it
boil
gotta
it
get
down to
weird at
that
the end?
bullshit?
You got to generalize everyone from
That
one.
Fuck
was
off.
absolutely insane.
I feel like it was his fault. Not even the guy's. This guy's fault.
The caller?
Oh,
Just
'cause
for
he's, like,
saving the
racist?
Peruvian.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Why didn't you teach him how to use your bathroom?
Wait, yeah,
Why
why is
are
your
you so
bathroom
poor
not fixed that you
you don't
can't
have to-
fucking fix it?
Yeah, call a plumber.
I would say, boo, my bathroom's not working that well. So, like, maybe.
Call us if you have an issue.
Yeah.
But okay, so I just want to go over the basics of this one more time.
Yes.
This person came over for a threesome, said there was a bit of an accident,
While they were fucking
went to the bathroom,
to clean up.
and then decided to shit all over their tub.
I assume they were attempting to clean out a little further, realized, oh no, there's a full chamber is
Oh,
full.
and just assumed like, oh, well, at least their
It's in the tub. and they
bathtub
can
will
wa-
work because everyone's
Yeah,
does.
and most people when they clean out are doing it in the shower and then stomping it down the drain. A lot of people like that.
Okay, I can tell you one thing. I clean out the shower and nothing is ever getting stomped
Like,
down
okay,
the
'cause
drain.
I-
Call in and let me know if you stomp because that is all I
There's
hear people talk
never
about.
anything that big that comes out.
People do stomping down the drain.
I think people do a lot of things that don't make any sense, but
When you clean out just a full turd,
absolutely never have stomped in the tub or put my poo. Like,
I've never put poo on my foot.
yeah, like.
I've never waffle stomp.
I hear about stomping. You know me, I don't clean out. I'm not
Waffle
bottoming.
stomping. That's what they call
That's
that.
what I hear.
I'm a blue waffle
Oh
stomp.
my god.
Wow, I feel it's the fact that the dude stayed around and was just like, oh, so y'all want to watch Netflix?
Also,
Host
no
shitting
one.
all over their bathroom. Like maybe he thought, okay, if I run the water, it'll all just slowly drain down.
No one.
And so I will distract them for 5 hours to keep them out of the bathroom.
No one went in the
Sticking
bathroom the
around.
entire time.
Clearly, no one went, or else you would smell the shit in their house.
I feel like you would smell it even outside of the room because
If there was shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because sometimes I do a fart upstairs and it makes its way down. You know what I mean?
Same.
All right, we gotta end.
Why are
Same.
we like that?
We gotta end.
Okay.
Tito, thank you so much
Thank you
for
so much
being
for
with
being
us.
here.
Thank
I
you
hope
so much for having
we
me.
lived up to your expectation
More
here.
than. I hope
at
I did the
Sloppy
same.
Seconds
You
headquarters. Meatball, anything to let the children know?
This Friday at Cheer Up Charlie's in Austin, Texas, please come to Fat Slut Austin. We have Candy Muse, Kennedy Davenport, Lo Tyon, and Louisiana Purchase, and many, many more. So get your tickets at fatslut.eventbrite.com.
That will be next Friday, December 9th.
Next Friday, December 9th, you fucking bitches.
That's right. And this coming Tuesday, we're going to be doing our live Sloppy Seconds 300th episode in Los Angeles with Nicole Byer and Lauren Lapkus.
At the Virgil. So get your tickets at sloppy300.eventbrite.com.
Do you know our phone number?
I know it's on your Instagram bio, but not by heart.
Oh, well, I guess you don't know the song. So if you want to call in and let us know if you stomp your waffles down the drain, it is
213-536-9180. Our email email us, sloppysecondspot@gmail.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe everywhere you can listen to the podcast. We come out every 2 times a week. Oh my God. let me
Every
go
2
home.
times a week.
I gotta go.
That's a mouthful.
To listen to Sloppy Seconds one day early, ad-free, and to watch our full video episodes, sign up for Mom Plus at mompodcast.plus.
Sloppy Seconds is produced by Moguls of Media, aka Mom.
Hosted by Big Dipper and Meatball.
Editing and sound design by
William Pitts. Executive produced by Willem Belli, Alaska Thunderfuck, Big Dipper, and Joe Cilio.
Our artwork was drawn by Christian Cimarroni.
And our theme song was written by Mike Malarkey.